Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial. It's a girl Blessing, and in this tutorial we'll be learning how to make a tube bustier top. So these are the fabric that we are going to be needing, okay, and the materials. Okay, so we need our Ankara, that's African print, our lining piece. We'll be needing the wording as well, that's the breast part. By the time we get there, we're going to be seeing it. So this is a basic bodice that has been drafted already. Okay, this is the back and the front. I'll be linking that in the description box on how to achieve this, just in case. Okay, so I already did this so that the video will not be too lengthy and not to repeat what we already have on the channel. All right, so now we are going to continue our drafting from here. Okay, so that's our bust line on the bust waist and the top length, and over here is the chest line. So the next thing we want to do now is to do our under bust and waist contouring. Okay, and to do that, from the middle line, that's from the middle line where we have our nipple to nipple measurement, I'm going to be going out from that part with 2 inches, and from the other side, that's for the center front, I'll be going out by 1 inch. That's from that center line. So I'll repeat this on the under bust as well. 2 inches on the side front, 1 inch at the center front. So I'll connect the 2 points together like so. Okay, so this I'm going to be connecting to the bust line. Okay, ensure your curve is sitting properly before you make your curve. Okay, you can see the way I'm placing the curved room. So to do our over bust contouring, okay, we are going to also take our nipple to nipple measurement, which is 3.5, and I'll connect like so. So at the upper part, I'll be going out by 1 inch on this side and half an inch on this other side. Okay, so this is how you are going to have it, and we connect to the bust point. A tube bustier is a very easy technique in as much as you understand the basics. So I'm going to return in the dart leg like so. Okay, if you want it to be straight, you can go down on a straight line, just like what you have on the waist and the under bust. You can go down straight. Okay, so for my neck depth, from the chest line, I want to come down by 1 inch. Okay, what I have on the chest line was 7 inches. Okay, so I came down by 1 inch from that part, and I connected to the neck like this. Okay, having a sweetheart neckline. So already we have our bust measurement and our chest line measurement. So to take our under bust measurement divided by 4, and whatever you have as your dart intake, we are going to be returning it like so. So this I'm going to be repeating on the under bust and the waistline. You take your normal circumference measurement divided by 4, and you return the dart intake. Then on the top length, you are going to be taking your hip measurement divided by 4. That is what you are going to be doing on the top length. Okay, your hip measurement divided by 4. Okay, so on the chest line, I'm also going to return what we have as our dart intake. So I'm going to go ahead and connect the points together like so. Okay, you can see what we have, and this is it. Okay, so we are almost ready with the front pattern. So on the chest line, I'm going to come down by half an inch, then I'll connect to the side like this. You can see the way I have connected it. So all these middle lines are going to be going off. Okay, so I will go up by 1 inch at the side like this, and I'll connect to the top length. This is just to avoid the That's to give it a proper shaping and to avoid the allowance from showing under the dress by the time we are done. So to take our bust dart, I came down by 1 inch on the bust line. 1 inch on the bust line, because 1 inch is the difference between the back. That's for me, that's my own measurement. For the back and the front half length, the difference is 1 inch for me. For some other persons, it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 2.5 and so on. Okay, so but for me, I use 1. So for us to take out our dart intake, you are going to slash open that line of nipple to nipple measurement. You slash it open so that we can be able to cut out our side dart. Then we'll blend up the lines like this. Okay, now we can go ahead to cut out our pattern. So please watch carefully what I am cutting, just so you can know the parts to cut out and the parts that you are not going to cut. That is for you to know the parts that is needed and the part that is not needed. Okay, so this is what we have. That's our side front and this is our center front. All right, so that part is going to be on fold. So don't forget to cut your side slant. All right, basically this is what we are going to be needing. The upper part is not going to be needed for a tube bustier. So this is the back piece which is ready, and we already have these basic bodies drafted up to this point. So basically there is not much to do at the back. Okay, so from the bust line, I'm going to go up by 1.5, or from your shoulder line, you come down by the desired neck depth you want for the back. So I came down by 9 inches. So you can go down by 9 inches from the shoulder line, or you go up by 1 inch from the bust line. All right, so this is what we have. Then on the chest line, I came down by 1/2 inch. So for the back, we are going to be taking our body measurement. Okay, you'll be taking your body measurement divided by 4. Then on the waistline, you return your 1 inch dart intake. Then on the top length, you're going to be taking out your hip divided by 4. That is what you're going to measure on the top length. All right, so this is what we have for the back. So guys, I'm also going to come up by 1 inch here, and I'll blend that to the hem of the top. Okay, so for the neck of the back, like I said, you come down by 1/2 inch on the chest line, then you connect to the depth of the back like so. You can see what we have. So from that line upward will not be needed. Then the down part is what we need for our tube bustier. Okay, if you like, you might not want your neck to be as deep as this, and if you want, you might want it to be deeper, which is basically up to your choice. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so this is basically what we need for the back of the tube bustier. So guys, I hope you have understood this to this point. You can see that both the side front and the side back are lined. Okay, so that is how it should be. So now I'm going to transfer this to the fabric, and this is what we are up to already. You transfer this to your fabric, and on all the sides we are going to be adding 1/2 inch for your joining allowance, except for our side joining, which we are going to be adding at least 1.5 or 1 inch allowance. But for other parts that you're going to be joining to the other side of the fabric, that's for the parts of the center front that you're going to be joining together, you had your half an inch allowance, just the way you see me do. Okay, you can see we have half an inch allowance, then on the side we have 1 inch allowance. So I'll do the same for the back piece. I added 1 inch allowance to the side. Then for the upper part and the hemline, I added half an inch allowance. So I'm gonna need to transfer this to the main fabric and the lining. So to cut out our breast pad for the cup area, I'll be using our pattern to draft this out. Okay, for the center front, you're going to cut from the under bust, then you come down by half an inch on the neckline. So that center part is what we are going to be using for our breast pad. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. So this is what we're going to need for the center front and for the side front. Okay, so by the time you're going to cut, we're going to add half an inch allowance to it while cutting, so that it can extend to the end of the fabric. Then for the side front, just the way you see me do the curve, that is what we are going to be cutting out for our breast pad. So for that side front, we'll be cutting 2. Then for the center front, we'll be cutting it on fold. So guys, this is what we have 2 of that. And for the other side, okay, I notched that part because that is where we have the nipple point. Then for the center front, we are going to be placing it like so, with our half an inch allowance downward. So this is basically to your choice, guys. You can decide to add probably stay or paper stay to the main fabric before placing the wording. Okay, so but for the sake of illustration, this is what we are going to be doing. Okay, so now I have taken one of the side front, and with the center front, we are going to be placing them like this with the right side facing each other. You can see that I'm going to pick the other part and pin down, so that we can take it over to the sewing machine to sew it down with our half an inch allowance that was added. Okay, so I'll repeat this for the main fabric and also to the lining piece. So after sewing, guys, this is what we have. I have for the lining and I have for the fabric. So I'm going to go ahead to open up the cup area. Okay, after notching the underbust, please notch the underbust and also the cup area, so that by the time you are ironing, it's going to lie flat. Okay, it's going to lie flat and making the cup area to be very, very straight and neat. Okay, so if you like to know how to mold your cup, okay, how to mold it to make it stay in place, please let me know in the comment section so I can do a full tutorial on that. Alright, so this is what our cup is looking like. You can see how pretty it is sitting. So the next thing we want to do is to place our lining piece with the right side facing each other on the fabric. Then we'll go ahead and sew. We're going to sew the neckline like so, sew the side, the hem, and when we get to one of the side, we are going to leave a part open, like about 2 inches. We're going to leave it open so that it will help us to turn it inside out. So this is it after sewing, and that's the part. I went ahead to notch the neck area. Okay, make it a duty to always notch whenever you sew a curved area. Okay, so I'm going to use that part that we did not sew complete to turn it inside out. Okay, so go ahead and turn through that part. We're going to turn everything inside out. This is just so we have a perfect inseam finishing. All right, so this is what we have. I'm going to go ahead to give it a nice press. Okay, always work with your iron, please, except in cases that we could not avoid. So please learn to sew. So for the neckline, you can decide to sew your hemming gum through with the neckline while you are sewing, so that by the time you iron, the lining will stay in place. Okay, so this is what we have for the back. So on that part that we used to turn the fabric inside out, we are going to fold it in and top stitch. So for the back piece, there is an alteration I would like us to do for the back piece. This is just to help us to have the zipper to relax through the back. So from the center back on the waistline, I went in by 1/2 inch and I blended it to the zipper line like this. Okay, you can see what I have just done. Okay, to avoid bulging, so your zipper will not be folding or having gap. It will relax on the fold of the back. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same to the main fabric and also to the lining. Okay, so on the center back, that's where you have your waistline, go in by 1/2 inch, then you trim off. By the time we place our zipper, everything is going to lie equally. So I'm going to go ahead now and pick each of the fabric. Okay, so that part where I notch means that's the upper part of the dress or of the top. That part notched is telling us that that is where is going to be the upper part of the top. So you place the lining piece on the fabric like so, ensuring the both align. You can see the way I'm placing it to ensure that we have the same alignment with the fabric and the lining. So I'll go ahead and turn all the 4 sides. As well, we are going to leave about 2 inches away, so that will help us to turn the fabric inside out. So I'll do that to the both sides. So after that, this is what we have. I've turned everything inside out, and that's the space we have, which we're going to be using to turn the fabric inside out. After that, I gave it a nice press, and this is what we have. So now I'm going to return my pattern paper on it like this, and I'll use my chalk to mark out the dart line so that we can sew out our dart. Okay, you can see the way I have placed it. We have the mark there, then so your dart is going to be looking something like this by the time you want to sew. So I'll repeat this to the front, to the both side of the fabric. Okay, you'll mark the beginning and the end, then the 2 sides of the dart leg is what you see me mark out. Then I'll connect them like this, which is going to guide me to sew the dart for the back. Okay, so after sewing the back, I'm going to place our zipper. Okay, so to place our zipper, this is a technique I'm going to be teaching you to make it easy for you. If you don't know how to place your zipper, this is how you do it. After making sure your fabrics are facing each other with the right fabric, with the right face facing each other, that's the right part of the fabric facing each other, then you pick one side of it and you also face your zipper on it like this and pin down. Then you pick the other side just the way you see me do, then you also pin down, ensuring that your zipper is facing the right side of the fabric. Okay, so this is how you're going to pin down, then you sew. You can see how curvy the zipper is sitting. That is the essence of the alteration we did at the back, to make it lie flat at the back. So we'll take our dart, then we'll sew our zip. After that, this is what we have. Okay, the zipper is a bit longer than the top. I'm going to drag it down, then I'll cut off the excess. Okay, then I'm going to go in to secure the end like this. This is what you do. You open up the zipper allowance, fold in the zipper, then you cover it up and secure. After that, we are going to be placing the front and the back piece together so that we can shape out our top. Okay, our top is almost ready. Okay, we are going to be shaping it out using our body measurement. Ensure you don't drag the zipper out, okay? So I'm going to pin down on both sides, then I'll take the body measurement, okay? Those parts that we used in turning out the fabric, don't forget to top stitch to secure the fabric. So the next thing I want to do now is to start taking our body measurement. Okay, that's your bust divided by 2, whatever you have, you mark it. Then the allowance that is remaining, you divide into 2 and share it on the both side of the fabric. Okay, this is a method I usually use in taking my body measurement. I'll take my body measurement divided by 2. I'll mark the remaining part of the allowance. I'll share it into 2 on the both side of the fabric. Okay, this is how you do, and you connect until you have a perfect shape for your top or dress or whatsoever you are sewing. All right, so guys, if you are yet to subscribe and you have watched to this extent, please kindly subscribe. Don't forget to do that, and turn on the notification bell so that each time I post a new video, you will be notified. Okay, so we'll go ahead and sew what we have marked out, and this is what we have. All right, you can see how easy, straightforward and beautiful it's looking. Okay, any fabric of your choice can actually be used to achieve this top. It's a tube bustier. You can wear this and put on your jacket on it. All right, so guys, don't forget to give this video a giant thumbs up when you're done, and don't forget to make your comments. You can drop your video request. I will try and work on it. So this is what we have on the mannequin. You can see how pretty it is sitting on the mannequin. All right, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.